2 children gone, a grieving mother, and a pair of gloves that would later become the centerpiece of a courtroom battle. The case of Nancy Guthrie stunned Washington state when her 2 young toddlers died within months of each other. At first, the tragedy appeared to be a heartbreaking medical mystery. Sudden child deaths. A devastated family. Community sympathy poured in. But investigators weren't fully convinced. When medical examiners took a closer look, questions began to surface. Reports indicated that the autopsies did not clearly support the explanation initially given. Subtle inconsistencies raised red flags. And once detectives started digging deeper, the narrative shifted dramatically. That's when the gloves entered the picture. According to court records, police discovered latex gloves in the home. On the surface, that might not sound unusual. Many households have cleaning gloves. But investigators reportedly believed these were connected to the timing of the children's deaths. Then came the forensic analysis. Prosecutors argued that DNA evidence found inside the gloves linked them directly to the incidents. They suggested the gloves were worn during the acts that led to the children's deaths. That detail transformed the case from tragic coincidence to intentional harm in the eyes of the jury. And it wasn't just the presence of gloves. It was what was allegedly found inside them. DNA testing reportedly indicated material consistent with the children. Prosecutors presented this as powerful physical evidence, arguing it demonstrated preparation and concealment. In their view, gloves meant planning. But the defense pushed back. They argued that DNA transfer can happen in multiple ways, especially in a household involving small children. They questioned whether the forensic conclusions were overstated. Was the evidence truly definitive, or was it circumstantial science presented as certainty? That tension became the heart of the trial. Ultimately, Nancy Guthrie was convicted in 2010 and sentenced to decades in prison. The jury sided with the prosecution's interpretation of the forensic evidence. Yet years later, discussion continues. Some legal observers have pointed to the heavy reliance on forensic interpretation. Others argue the cumulative evidence painted a clear picture. The debate reflects a broader national conversation about how DNA evidence is explained in courtrooms, and whether juries always understand its limitations. What keeps this case in headlines isn't just the verdict. It's the unsettling detail of those gloves. A simple household item turned into a symbol of alleged intent. And when police recently reshared or clarified aspects of the evidence, interest surged again. True crime audiences dissect every detail. Supporters and critics revisit transcripts. The questions resurface. Was the DNA evidence as airtight as prosecutors claimed? Or was it one piece of a larger, more complicated puzzle? Cases like this linger because they force uncomfortable reflections about trust, in forensic science, in investigative conclusions, and in courtroom narratives. 2 children lost their lives. A mother is serving a long sentence. And a pair of gloves remains one of the most haunting pieces of evidence. Sometimes it's not the loudest detail that changes everything. It's the quiet one sitting in plain sight.